Well, 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 well. What do we have here? The San Francisco 49ers trade for, I don't know, a guy by the name of Christian McCaffrey. We're going to talk about all that and more right now on the show. Man, let's go.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Eric Walker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Crosstalk TV podcast. Peace.
I'm getting the news as y'all getting the news, man. I am getting the news as y'all are getting it. So I don't know the details, but I look at my phone and I see the 49ers trade and I'm like, that's Adam Schefter. I had to make sure it was real because, sometimes you see these like spoofs, like these fake accounts that announce a trade and it's fake or something, right? And I just saw a girl post something about Christian McCaffrey and he had like a 49ers thing going, but I don't even think the trade was actually announced at that moment. But I thought it was fake. I thought the Adam Schefter report was fake, and I'm looking and I'm scrolling through his page and I'm like, this kind of looks like the real Adam Schefter. And what do you know? The San Francisco 49ers trade for Christian McCaffrey. I have thoughts. And I want to get y'all on here too, man. I'm going to post a link right now. Hold on. Not now, but right now. Hold on. I'm going to post a link in the chat. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So here's the link in the chat right here. So you can come on live. I want to hear y'all thoughts. I want to hear y'all reactions. I want to hear how y'all feel this will help the 49ers. Look, dude, let me show y'all what's going on here. I'm over here packing for California. I'm packing. I'm over here packing for California. I was not expecting to go live right now. I fly out in a few hours. I got to head to the airport in a few hours. But it is real. The San Francisco 49ers trade for Christian McCaffrey. Now we just got to find out what exactly is the trade. So let's look into it. Adam Schefter, okay. See my guy Eddie V, and he says the Panthers get a second round pick in 2023, so that's coming up. A third round 2003, and oh my, are you serious? Trade for a third, a fourth. That's a lot. That's a lot. Jeez Louise. Yeah, so I'm reading Adam Schefter, I'm reading Eddie's, and Eddie, you are correct. The 49ers are sending a second, third, and fourth round pick in the 2023 draft and a fifth. Okay. I got a bone to kind of pick with them. And I don't want to kill anybody's joy because I think it's dope. You get a back like Christian McCaffrey, and I can only imagine what that looks like when you get Elijah Mitchell back and a combination of Elijah Mitchell and Christian McCaffrey. I think that's extremely dope, and I think that would be a real legit backfield. But I have some concerns here with their decision making as it pertains for what they give up for running backs. All right, and I don't want to kill anybody's joy, but again, and I'm trying to process everything. I haven't even really given it much thought. People have talked about it. People have asked about it, and I'm just like, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? It won't really happen. We'll see, right? We'll see. Well, it has happened. And it's not that I don't like the picks. Forget the picks. But I've seen the 49ers invest a lot in running backs, and it feels like to me, and I could be wrong. Listen, y'all, I'm trying to process all this right now. But I've seen the 49ers invest a lot in running backs. I feel like the more they invest in the back, the more it doesn't work out. And the least they invest, the more it works out. I could be wrong. So when you give up pretty much an entire 2023 draft class for a running back that has been hurt. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I do not want to overreact, but y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Is Christian McCaffrey going to stay healthy? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you with him staying healthy? So that's the first thing. I like. You just used the third round on Trey Sermon. You just used the third round on Ty Davis Price, and now you give up a whole draft for Christian McCaffrey. And I like Christian McCaffrey. If y'all came on here when I first got, I was excited, and then I see what they gave up, and I'm like, is he your everything? Like, is the whole offense gonna go through him? Because if so, cool. But golly, it's not so much about the picks; it's about how they have valued the running back position and how they have just completely whiffed on how they value the running back position. I see my guy Christian in here, and hold on, the chat's going crazy. I'm trying to keep up with everybody. I got to bring some people on. Why the F would they do that? I'm not 100% sure why they would do that, but maybe my guy Medic Mike, who's awake, and maybe he can let me know why he thinks the 49ers do that. So Medic Mike, I don't want to be Debbie Downer. I really like Christian McCaffrey. I think he's a terrific back. I like the thoughts of potentially like the 49ers finally using a running back like in the pass catching game, because we haven't seen that. But they kind of gave up a lot. How do you feel about it?
I love it. I love it. Be aggressive.
Right, so don't worry about them picks. Just you got Christian McCaffrey.
Listen. We have a third round comp pick this year from I think it was, I forgot who it was from, but we have a third round comp pick this year already. We're getting another one now that Jimmy's going to be starting all these games. Once he walks, we're getting another third round comp pick. We have a loaded roster. We have a very talented roster. It's hard for any rookie to break through on our roster. That is a fact. We know that there's not going to be a lot of rookies that are going to be able to even make our team. Give them picks up. You essentially gave up a second round pick, a fourth round pick, and then a fifth the following year. So what? You've been acquiring people and building up this deep roster. I love it. Kyle has zero excuse to have a stagnant offense. You do not have an excuse. You got McCaffrey and Debo out there. I mean, you got Swiss Army knife 1 and 2.
I like it.
I mean, let's get it.
You done sway me. And I like that. See, I'm not worried about that. I feel like it's weird. Okay, are you worried at all about this? He struggled to stay healthy, and that's been. The 49ers are the most injured team in the league right now. So we know what he is. With Christian McCaffrey on the field, that's not a problem. Like, that's not a worry at all. It's why
you know why I'm not
it's
really
everything else.
For some reason.
I'm trying to look at it from a real, like, if I'm okay,
right.
The fan in me, all right, yeah, I try to be level-headed in here, but y'all see, I got the 49ers hat behind me. I am a huge 49er fan. The fan in me is jumping for joy. The logical football thinking version of me thinks it's a little weird.
I love it. I love it. And another silver lining I like about this, I can almost guarantee it's going to lessen Debo's usage at running back, which I think is a good thing. I've always thought he was a little bit overused as a running back, and I think it takes away his threat on the outside when you put him to the backfield. With McCaffrey back there, you don't have a reason to. Yes, you can give him jet sweeps, you can give him a carrier to a game, but you're not getting that heavy running back usage from Debo, which I think is going to help prolong his career. And I think that's another silver lining. I'm all in. F them picks. I ain't worried about the picks at all. I love it. He's still got juice. I mean, that team, the Panthers suffered from the same problem we did, which was people would stack 8, 9 in the box. They're like, whatever you do, don't let McCaffrey go off on you. And he was having a somewhat of a down year this year, but he was still having a relatively good year. And he's still a dangerous weapon. Like, I love the move. Be aggressive. I love it. I ain't got no problems with it.
So here's it. And again, guys, please don't Don't kill me. Don't stop watching. We got almost 1,000 people in here. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I think we're about to hit 12,000 subscribers. So make sure we hit 12,000 subscribers. All right. But I have to be the voice of reason a little bit. All right. I got to be the voice of reason a little bit, y'all. And I'm looking at that again, him being healthy. And 2021, he played 7 games. 2020, he played 3 games. Now, before that, he had no issues. Before that, he had no issues. But now, do you have any concern that he potentially, and again, I don't want to risk injury on anyone, but with the injuries that the 49ers are dealing with, again, the most injured team, you're cool. You're cool with that. It's just like F the picks, F all that, like got Christian McCaffrey.
I'm not worried about it. I mean, you looking at after the bye getting Elijah Mitchell back, I thought he was a good back already. And now you have CMC in there too. I'm really not worried about it. I mean, Kyle finds creative ways to get his ball players the ball. I mean, when CMC got hurt, he was getting insane usage. I mean, we're talking 20 plus carries on top of like 9-10 targets and like 6-7 catches a game. His usage was crazy. And so I don't think we don't have to lean on him like that. You got Debo out there. You got Kittle there. You got Ayuk really coming into his own. You don't have to lean on CMC like that. And then when you got all these weapons, the thing is you can't sleep on the boy because he's nice. He's nice. The moment you start sleeping on him because you like, we got to worry about Debo. We got to worry about Kittle. We got to worry about Ayuk. And then, bam, now you got McCaffrey in the mix. I personally love it. I don't see any downside to it. We have a very deep stable of backs. Like, let's get it. Let's go. I'm all for it.
All right. Well, Medic Mike, I appreciate you. You know, keeping the joy for the fans. I'm gonna get the next caller on, man.
Hey, appreciate
right,
it. Like and subscribe. And I'm predicting Croc is gonna be 20K by February. 20K.
20K. Let's speak it into existence.
20K.
I got to start talking better about the Christian McCaffrey trade for that to happen, though.
I'm speaking it to existence.
All right, appreciate you.
All right, man. Have a good night, Croc.
Yes. Right. I want to make this very clear. I love the thought of Christian McCaffrey on the 49ers. How much they gave up was kind of like, damn. And you start looking back at all the movement that they've made at the running back position. I think we just talked about this on Locked On 49ers. I'm one of the hosts of Locked On 49ers, myself and my co-host Brian Peacock. It's probably the most listened to 49ers specific podcast out there, even more than anybody you can think of is up there. And it's a daily podcast, Subtle Flex. But I just talked about how it's like, man, the more they invest in the running back, it's like the least the guy does. And they invested a lot in this one, right? Now, when I say the more they invest, you know, whatever they paid Jerick McKinnon, you know, it was probably too much. And they paid him a decent amount. McKinnon made a lot of money for the 49ers. What did he make like that first year? Like 15 million, 19 million? Like he made a lot. And it was like, man, that was a big investment. Didn't get much on the return. Coleman, they paid him a decent amount for like a reserve backup running back. You didn't get money. They paid him a decent amount when they got him. Trade up for Trey Sermon. Traded for, or you signed, you traded up for Trey Sermon. You drafted Ty Davis Price, and I always thought that was weird when they did. And it's like, now we don't want that third round pick. Now we don't want that third round pick. Now we don't want Jerick McKinnon. Now we don't want Tevin Coleman. And it's like, man, y'all invested all this in these running backs, and then what do? You use Elijah Mitchell. You use Matt Breida. You use Jeff Wilson. And they're going to use Christian McCaffrey. They're going to use him. You don't got to worry about that one. You just got to stay on the field. All right, Trey, Diaz, and, Debo Samuel. And Christian McCaffrey could be lethal in the backfield once we get the head coach down their offense and knows how to score points. Peyton or Harbaugh. I think that Kyle knows how to, he understands offense and he knows how to score points. Something else going on with the 49ers right now. They got to figure that out. But he knows how to score points. Maybe this is what he needs. Maybe he's like, this is the missing piece, so we're going to give it all up. We're going to give it all up. This is the missing piece for us. And that's why he did it. They gave up a ton when you already don't have a first-round pick. Finally, a big swing in free agency trade. We need a high-level running back talent for this offense to be effective. Haven't had it since 2019. All right, I hear you. I know I'm missing some super chats. I was reading off super chat, and I think I missed some. Appreciate everybody that's in the chat right now. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I got some more people I'm gonna bring on once I get to these super chats real quick. Does this move the needle? It does move the needle. Again, my issues are just like, okay, it moves the needle. Now, how much? That part I'm not sure. How much of the issues in the running game have been on the running backs as opposed to the blocking offensive line? All right. So I believe just in general, you just say it out loud. The 49ers have. You just say it out loud. The 49ers have Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Kyle Juszczyk, Christian McCaffrey. You say it out loud, it moves the fucking needle, right? It moves the needle. You say that out loud, it moves the needle. How much of it was the run game? How much of it was the offensive line? How much was running backs? That's what we're going to find out. That's what we're going to find out. But it moves the needle. You know what I'm saying? It moves the needle. I feel like this is one of those trades that I see my guy Chris in here says, no excuses for Kyle. This is one of those where it's like, all right, hey, I'm pushing my chips all in. And whatever happens, I got to live with it. Whatever happens, I got to live with it. That's what it feels like right now with Kyle Shanahan. And what I mean by live with it, if this don't work out, that motherfucker probably gone. Ooh, that's a tough one. Here we go. Peter's been waiting very patiently. Peter, man, how you doing? Good evening.
I'm doing good. How are you, Croc?
Oh, man, I'm chilling.
OMG. Oh, my God. It's so crazy, man. That we got Christian McCaffrey now. So crazy.
Some people thought it might happen, but, it's like, oh, wishful thinking. How are they going to get it? They got to give up all these picks. They don't have a first-round pick. Well, they made it happen, so, yeah.
Yeah. But first thing, even before the trade happened, I was considering how, there's possibly, the John Lynch connection with the Broncos and everything. I think was Christian McCaffrey's dad, Ed McCaffrey, right? He played for Mike Shanahan with the Broncos in the 90s, I think.
Yep. Number 87.
Yeah, so I think possibly maybe Ed McCaffrey kind of play into this with his son as well. Maybe persuading him to come back to play with Kyle Shanahan, maybe. Do you think that's a possibility?
I don't know about all that. I think at the end of the day, it's a business decision, and Kyle tried to figure out what's going to get this offense over the top, and he felt like the missing piece is Christian McCaffrey. So I think that's why he made the move.
Yeah, and I think now, since Christian McCaffrey's here, he's gonna make our run game and passing game as a lethal as ever within the offense, possibly opening it up. And since Christian McCaffrey also played for Cam Newton, right? Since Cam Newton is a dual threat quarterback at the time, and so I think possibly they'll be a great fit for Trey Lance next year with Christian McCaffrey there as well. So
it can't hurt, that's for sure. But Peter, I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna get to the next caller.
Okay, thank you, Croc. See ya.
All right, you have a good one. Shout out to my guy Peter. Here's the link. If any of y'all want to come on live, come on live. I'll get you right on. Got a super chat from our guy Jordan Banks right here, and he says, if Kyle can score points with this offense, he should be on the hot seat. And I think he meant if he can't. And I don't. Again, so someone asked me, right? Somebody asked me earlier on the YouTube show. We're here in the morning time, and I was asked why isn't the offense working? And I'm like, man, I don't know. And someone said, man, that's not a good enough answer. You got to have a reason. You got to know. Just saying I don't know isn't good enough. All these other content creators. And I'm like, look, I don't know. The reason why I don't know, y'all know I don't ever want to bullshit y'all. So if I say I don't know, that I don't know means I'm not just going to make up something as to why the offense isn't working. I don't know why the offense isn't working. I see weapons everywhere, and now you just added another one. I see very talented guys. Kyle is known to be everybody says is a genius. So why is it not working? I'm not 100% sure why. But I know one thing: you make a move like this, it's gotta work. It's gotta work. It's gotta work. All right, here we go. I think I got another. Oh yeah, just that one. All right, here we go. I got a lot of people in here right now. So just, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna get like 2 minutes. You get 2 minutes, or just get your take off and then we'll get to the next caller. All right. But first and foremost, we got my guy, Forever Faithful. He comes on during the mornings as well. How you doing, man?
Yes,
Good evening.
sir. What's up, Croc? What's up, big dog?
Hold on. You know what? I think I gotta give everybody a shout out on Instagram or something, because we got over 1,000 people in here right now. All right. We're
Big
live
news
right now. We got
big
over
news.
1,000 people, over 1,100 people. We got people in the chat. Everybody's feeling good. 49ers traded for Christian McCaffrey. So we live, baby. We live. All right, but
Hey, that's big news. Hey, we moving the needle out here. I'm so happy. I remember me and you had this conversation about TDP and how important the running game or the running backs are to this offense. We got one, a legit one, right? We ain't gonna have to have Christian McCaffrey lead blocking for Deebo Samuels in the fourth quarter, right? Oh, I'm so juiced. Can you hear me, Croc?
I hear you nice and good.
Yeah, CMC, man. I'm telling you, welcome to the Bay.
Yeah.
Yes. What a day. I thought we was done with all the news of acquisitions, and we got one.
Yeah.
Right? We got one. I'm so juiced.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. But
Yeah,
all right,
he
I'm
moves
gonna
the
get
needle
to
for
the
sure.
next caller though.
Yes, sir.
All right. Shout out to my guy Forever Faithful. Hold on, got a super chat here. Appreciate everybody's in the chat right now. OBJ, I know. Wait, is OBJ next? I mean, but how many weapons do they need? I think right now, you would assume that you make this move because you feel like Christian McCaffrey, he just solidifies, like that's the final piece. That is the final piece. 12,000. Did we hit 12,000 subscribers? Did we hit 12,000? Appreciate all y'all. If we hit 12,000, shout out to all y'all, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. And we're going to keep it rocking. All right, we got EMA Beats. And I feel like I asked you this before, but what exactly does EMA stand for? Because I know it's something different, but.
What's up, Croc, man? How you doing, champ?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good. How are you feeling about the trade?
Man, look, I really wasn't feeling the CMC trade because I figured he was going to be a high, ticket price. It was a lot of capital to give up. I don't agree with what we gave up for him. There's a lot of people excited because, we've seen Christian McCaffrey, look dynamic, and he can do a lot of things as a back. But my concern is us giving up so much and not really having the assurance and whether or not he's going to stay healthy. I mean, we got an injury riddled team already, so it's kind of just like, this could really backfire and blow up. And I think that's kind of just my concern about it. I'm not against him as a player. If he can be healthy and we can utilize him and he can be a viable piece, we can get some things done. Like you were just kind of saying, like it has to work. It has to, whatever the reason was to make such a decision at this time, something has to come from it. We can't just continue to, keep taking unnecessary L's and really not elevating.
Yeah, and I think that's spot on, man. You give up something like this. Again, I almost feel like this was Kyle's kind of last straw for it. Because I feel like they don't do too much that's like uncharacteristic. And this was the first one was probably trading up for Trey Lance, what they gave up to move for Trey Lance. I think that was a little uncharacteristic of how they move typically. And this was even more so, kind of, but they have made a lot of questionable moves for running backs, right? Where they just, and I never understood it. I think maybe the Jerick McKinnon, he was like a backup, right? He wasn't even the guy for Minnesota, and they traded for, or they signed Jerick McKinnon to a decent contract, and he just never really played. And it was like, okay, but maybe they were trying to do, maybe that was their version of trying to get a Christian McCaffrey type back. And then
he got like 30 million, didn't he?
He made some good money. Like, yeah, McKinnon made good money for the 49ers. So I don't know, man. But I'm gonna get to the next caller. We got a bunch of people lined up. I appreciate you coming on. All right, he muted his mic. Real quick, let's get to some of these super chats here. And relying on Jimmy G to orchestrate it all. I think that's probably the tough part. I'd say that's the tough part. And I don't want to, what I'm saying, crap on Jimmy G. I think Jimmy G, he can make this work. I'd say this can really help him because I think right now everything is just so much timing, rhythm, and if it doesn't happen within the timing and rhythm of the offense, what happens? It kind of goes to crap, right? But now you have an outlet, like a legit pass catching outlet that you can really target and scheme up in the passing game, and I think that's something that can really, really help. I think that's something that can really help. Here we go. We got more Reed says Jimmy G is the QB in the fourth quarter of playoff games. That, and essentially what our guy Reese is saying is no matter what, like no matter who you have, you got Jimmy G as your quarterback in the fourth quarter. In the playoffs, he's the worst in the history. So I get what you're saying. We're just gonna block out everything that happened in the past and say why you're bringing up old stuff. And now we're gonna see a new version of Jimmy G with Christian McCaffrey. Here we go. Bass Spokane. He says, "Will Kyle break his new toy? Or will Kyle break his? Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Will he break his new toy? Kyle breaks all his toys. So I guess if you just go off the history of Kyle, you gotta lean more towards yes. But obviously, we're hoping that Christian McCaffrey returns more to the form of his first 3 years, where he did not get injured. He played all 16 games each of his first 3 years, and hopefully, you get that version of Christian McCaffrey, as opposed to what we've seen the previous 2 years, 2020, 2021. He played a total of 10 games and they had a total of 665 yards or so. So you got to, and that's in 2 years. You got to get more out of that with what they gave up, which still to me is, it's a little wild. I'm not going to lie. It's a little wild what they gave up. Not going to lie. Maybe I don't know how y'all feel about that, but and we're gonna keep getting to people. I got some more super chats here. Really only feels like we gave up a second, have all those comp picks from coaches, and can probably get a fifth back by trade this offseason. Flav, I hate to be the bearer of bad news for you, but I doubt they trade Trey Lance, and I doubt they trade Trey Lance for a fifth. I hate to be the bearer of bad news for you. All right. Will he play Sunday? I doubt he plays Sunday, but I'm pretty sure you see him the following week. We are good drafting guys in late rounds. We are. And that could be kind of the silver lining here, where it's like, yeah, you gave up these picks. You don't got a first, you don't got a second, hell, you don't got a third, or you get a comp pick third. But you know what? They've done very well. 5th round, 6th round, 7th round, undrafted. They've done a really good job of that. Now, no more drafting running backs. I will say this. We are less likely to see them draft a running back after drafting, really using now 3 straight 3rd round picks, a 2nd round pick, a 4th round. It's a lot. It's a lot. I ain't going to lie. It's a lot. Here we go. We got Wild Wild West on. Wild West, man. Good morning. Good evening. I'm just saying good morning because we usually go in the morning time, but good evening. How you doing? All right, I think you're off mute now. You're back on mute. All right, now we can see you, but we can't hear you. Okay, now we can't hear you and we can't see you. All right, we're gonna let Wes figure that out. Wes, you're backstage right now. We're gonna let you figure it out. But we got Devon on. All right, Deshaun, excuse me, butchered the name. My bad. Deshaun, good evening. How you doing?
Rocky, how's it going, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, man. Beer's still looking good, man. I see you.
I appreciate it, man. Much love to you, brother. Much love to you. Hey, quick little thing, man. I don't know how I feel about this. I kind of like it. It's cool. I would have rather have Saquon Barkley because he's a bigger black. Christian McCaffrey is a little guy who get hurt a little bit, get hurt a lot. we always invest in these little backs. That's probably why we got so many that's hurt. Now, the second thing that I would say about the picks, I'm not too caught up on the picks because if Jimmy Garoppolo leaves, and more than likely the defensive coach is going to leave, I believe we're going to get comp picks like third, right?
Yes, but like let's say hypothetically speaking, D'Amico Ryans gets a head coaching job. That third won't kick in until next year. Now it's supposed to be two, but if they kind of have a lag on some, then it ends up being one. Like if they already got one from another coach, then you see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't understand that dynamic. That's what I wanted to get at and
Yeah.
see
So
how.
like let's say uh hypothetically speaking, Robert Saleh is the head or defensive coordinator, and he
Uh huh.
goes in as a head coach. You get two first round. I mean, you get 2/3 for him. So it'll be one comp this year, and then like another comp the following year. But then if you in the midst of that get another coach or hired somewhere as a head coach, I don't know if you still get two. I think you might get one like a following year after that. It's kind of weird how they work it out. So it's kind of like they don't ever overlap each other or something like that. I have to look at exactly how they do it. But
Okay. Well, cool, man. Listen, man, this is just a signal that we all in this year. Super Bowl or bust, for those whether you're a Jimmy Garoppolo fan or a Trey Lance fan, this Super Bowl or bust. Jimmy's a free agent with a no tag clause. So this is a chance for him to get his money up. And he might just say bye bye, but you know what I'm saying? It's all in. Let's go Niners. Let's try to make this happen. Let's try to get number 6. And
all
hey,
right,
much
yes sir. Appreciate
again.
you coming on, Deshaun.
You again. You have a nice one. Peace out.
All right, all right. Here we go. We got Ben. Ben,
What's
what's that?
good?
Any past your bedtime?
No, it's right now 10 right now. So I'm about to go to bed, but I had to hop on. And I just wanted to say, I think they're banking on, again, they know like the only season ending injury that we've had is Emmanuel Mosley. And so they're banking on, I don't think like this week, whatever, we probably will lose it. I expect us to lose it. But I think they're banking on players in the future, Nick Bosa, who is questionable, Charvarius Ward, Eric Armstead, to get healthy. And I think the one thing that Kyle Shanahan, I think what he thinks he's missing is a back who can carry it 20 times a game and he can really lean on it. Because we've seen when the 49ers don't run the ball effectively, they turn Jimmy into a passer and then they lose. So my only concern is when Elijah Mitchell does come back, take some of that load off of Christian McCaffrey to like, I hope, because last year we saw with Deebo Samuel, he when Kyle got in tight situations, he leaned on Deebo Samuel, I think a little too much. And that's my only concern. But I think that's what they're thinking. And Kyle secretly was on the hot seat, and the owner said, you need to make something work. Otherwise, they're gone after this year because they did have a complete roster. So.
All right. So you think Kyle was on the hot seat and had to make this move?
Yeah, and I just think for them it made sense because they do have players coming back, and so if they can get everyone healthy at the right time, maybe they can make a run.
All right. I hope you're right, Ben. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a while.
I know. Hey, nice hat too.
Yeah, thank you.
You look a lot more mature now.
Yeah,
You got a mustache? Do I see little mustache hairs?
Yeah, I'm shaving now.
Okay. All right, Ben. I gotta get to the next caller.
see.
You go get to sleep, man. Don't be up too late.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to my guy Ben. All right, we got Abraham Moon. I don't know how to say his last name. Huh?
It's Muniz. M-U-N. Yeah.
Muniz.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
What's up, Croc? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. I again, when the trade happened, it's like, and before I can even really process it, I said I gotta go live. And so I haven't even really been able to like get all my thoughts together, and my thoughts are all over the place, as you can see. But go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts.
All right, man. I have two quick things that I want to kind of just get out there. So I feel like I like Christian McCaffrey as a player. I think he does move the needle. I just don't think it's going to be that much. I feel like our running back room was pretty it was deep. I didn't like that Mason and was it what was the other guy? Is JP whatever his name is? Forgot his name.
TDP.
Yeah, TDP. There you go. That I haven't really seen him out there. I don't know. I feel like there was other needs that we could have gone after. I feel like
who though?
offensive
Because
line.
I think it's easy to say that. Like, man, we could have got somebody else, but like, who else?
That's true. I don't know, man. I mean, that's tough. I like him a lot. I like him. I feel like they give up a lot though. I do feel like it's kind of an all-in kind of thing because they just gave up. Was it like 3 firsts for Trey, which is the first that we still have, next year's draft. Now they pretty much gave up the entire draft all the way up to, was it the 4th round? Because I think the fifth rounder was in 2024. So I feel like if we don't make it far, at least to the NFC Championship, I think Shanahan might be on the hot seat if he isn't already. I feel like this is kind of an all-in move. Kind of, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. I feel I have mixed emotions, man. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're on here, man. We're on here trying to sort out our mixed emotions. But I'm gonna get you off and get to the next caller. All right. But I appreciate you calling in.
All right, bro. Thank you.
All right. Muniz. All right, here we go. We got Basketball Can. He's back again. He says, does CMC get a contract after this year with all the players we got in contract years? Well, no, he's under contract. And look, I'm not like a capologist or anything like that, but I'm just looking at his contract right now. And I'll pull it up on the screen so y'all can see what I'm looking at. I got it on my little other screen right here, but what the heck? Why is it little? Pause. I didn't mean to say it like that, y'all. All right, but anyways, that's too small. So let me just stop sharing that. All right, but it looks like and again, I don't know how all this stuff works, but it looks like he's under contract through 2025. But the reason why I don't know is because they got all those different things like the years, the void years and all that type of stuff these guys are starting to have in their contracts. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking at. But it looks like he has a big cap number in 2023, 2024, and 2025. That's what it looks like to me. 2023, his cap number is almost 20 million. Same in 2024, and then 2025, it looks like it's over 15 million. Like that motherfucker paid. He's paid. All right, here we go real quick. We're about to bust. The defense is open. I hope so. I think that's what Kyle's like. I hope so too. Good pickup. Draft picks don't help us today. I got you. Here we go. What is Damon? You know what, Damon? You were so good the last time you were on. So now I got to hear your thoughts on this. All right. So you see the 49ers trade for Christian McCaffrey. You see the 49ers give up a 2nd round pick this year, a 3rd round pick this year, a 4th round pick this year, and then another pick next year. Can't remember what it was. I think like 4th year. Something along those lines. That's what they gave up. Your thoughts?
So like my first thought, I've been kind of like preparing myself. Like we're not going to get Christian McCaffrey. So stop with all the, Christian McCaffrey would be so great in this offense. We're not going to get him. So I've been kind of pessimistic this whole time about it. And now that we got him, I'm like, oh my God, we're investing more in another running back who gets her, and that like, this is all super, I was like, all right, chill for a second. So I started thinking, okay, how does this actually move the needle? That's why I asked you that question. Like, what does this actually do? And the more I think about it, what it does is we don't have anybody who presses the edges. And Kyle Shanahan has talked about over and over and over again, his entire offense is about, and so do all the analysts that talk about it. They press the edge to open up the middle, which is where Jimmy is as good as he can be. So I think this makes, not only does this make our offense more dynamic because we're now pressing the edge like we did with Mostert, like we did with Breida when our running game was dynamic. Then it makes the stuff that we do with Debo more effective because you can't sit in the middle because you have to get to the edge right now. If you don't, Christian McCaffrey's 60 yards to the house. So I think what this does do from a schematic point on offense, and I just kind of thought about this while you were on. By the way, I knew you would not let me down. I knew as soon as I saw this come on the timeline, Eric Crocker was going to be live, and I could get on here and talk about it. So I appreciate you coming through for everybody.
Hey, I didn't even get to finish. I was watching the Saints game, the Saints and the Cardinals game, trying to figure out, am I going to hit on my underdog, underdog fantasy.
Same.
Y'all see it, underdog
Same.
fantasy, promo code Crocky. All right, but I'm thinking like, am I going to hit on my underdogs? And then I was confused at first, though. I'm looking and I'm like, is this real? And I see Schefter posted it. I'm like, maybe this is a fake Schefter. So I kept going back and forth to the page. Then I'm scrolling
I did the same thing
to make sure it's the real thing. So it was the real thing. But yeah, I was gonna hop on. I was not gonna let you down.
So first of all, it pushes the edge. That's what our running game is lacking right now. We don't have anything to the outside. When's the last time you saw somebody press the edge and get that gap outside the tackle, inside the tight end, and hit that seam? What 3 games was the last time we saw that, right? So it opens up the offense in that way. What does that do for Jimmy Garoppolo? Jimmy Garoppolo's best throws are over the middle, slants, deep digs. All that opens up when the linebackers, if you take one extra step flowing left or flowing right, trying to get to the edge before Christian McCaffrey, it opens that window one extra, like a whole body. And so it totally changes his ability on third down and everything else, especially the 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4s, because Cal's demonstrated in the past he's not afraid to run it on 3rd and 4. So I don't know. I feel like after I thought about it for a second, I think what this does is it unlocks the edge of our offense, allowing everything else to work. I think the reason it's been stagnant, not the reason. A part of why the offense has been stagnant and not as effective is we're not pressing the edge the way we have the last 2 or 3 years.
Right, and you're saying with guys like Matt Breida, how he ran the rock, Raheem Mostert,
yes,
how he ran the rock. They did a really good job pressing the edge, and right now we don't have that style of running back back there, and the offense is feeling the effects of that.
Yes, and Elijah Mitchell was the only one, but even he was not as effective as those other guys. So he was good, but now we're getting like the souped up version of him. I'm really concerned about the contract. They're going to have to extend him and restructure his contract. If his cap hit really is $20 million next year and the year after, I know that we're going to have some stuff really go up, but we're going to really get rid of guys like we're going to lose a Jimmy Ward over that. You can't pay him $10 million when you're paying a running back 20. Nick Bosa is going to get his money, so people need to not freak out about that.
Do you know about cap and all that type of stuff?
Yes.
Okay, so
sort of. I'm not like a guru.
I'll tell you what I'm looking at right now. All right, what I'm looking at is his base salary isn't crazy. So actually this year is $1 million. So maybe that's something the 49ers are factoring in. All right, but 2023. So next year it's $11,800,000. The following year, so 2024, it's 11.8, and in 2025 it's 12 million. So that's his base salary. So his base salaries after this year is hovering around 12 million. Now the cap number, and I don't know, I'm not a cap guy, but the cap number in those years, 2023 is almost 20 million. The following year, almost 20 million, and 2025, 15 million. Now, in that 2025 year, the dead cap is 3 million, and you'd save 12. So I guess essentially they can move off from them then. But for sure, 2023 and 2024 is almost 20 million a year for them. As far as the cap number, is that what they would pay?
No, not necessarily. So basically, you have 2 types of incentives. You have incentives that they're likely to get, and you have incentives that they're unlikely to get. Incentives that they're likely to get is something that they reached in the previous season. So let's say there's an incentive for roster for yards, right? If he gets an extra $1 million if he rushes for, say, 750 yards. If he did that the previous year, it goes towards the cap this year. If he didn't do it in the previous year, then it does not go towards the cap this year. However, if he reaches it and gets paid that, it goes on the cap for next year. So it's whether or not they're likely to receive the bonus. So his actual cap number for this year is based on how likely is to receive the incentives based on his performance in the previous year. And it's not a career average. It's only based on the previous year.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you'd have to look at the actual structure of the incentives to find out how many of them are likely to be earned and how many are not likely to be earned. I believe, especially with his injury from last year, he's probably only going to have, if I had to guess, 14 to 16 million in his cap hit this year. And the 49ers are not on the hook for 14 to 16 million because Carolina's already paid 6 games worth of that cap.
Gotcha.
So when you trade a player mid-season, they're going to have to pay him probably like 12 million this year, and his cap will be like 10. That's probably what he'll add to the cap, between 8 and 12 somewhere. They'll have to actually pay him 12. And then next year, his cap will be like 16. And so it'll be, because this year with him getting traded and stuff, he's not going to have the numbers. That next year, though, it could be, he literally could have a cap of $20 million based on the incentives.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm going to get to the next caller, man. They've been waiting patient, but awesome stuff. I knew you'd come through in the clutch.
They're going to press the edge. They're going to press the edge. Watch.
They're going to press the edge. All right. I like it. Sounds good to me. All right.
Take care, Croc. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Shout out to my guy, Damon. Damon's good, man. He got to come on. I feel like I got to get Damon on here like once a show, for sure, he got to come on. All right, let's get to some of these super chats real quick before I get to the next callers. Does CMC get a contract after this year? Hold on, Damon. I'm going to have you answer this. Wait, Damon, why you go away? Hopefully we get Damon back. I'll keep this started, and then we can get Damon back, hopefully, if I see him pop up in the chat. All right. Oh, here he goes. All right, boom. All right, you're back. So does CMC get a contract after this year with all the players we got in contract year?
So, okay, no, he's already under contract. So whatever his contract is with Carolina, like you're reading out, for 2023, 2024, 2025, that contract comes with him. What it affects is, number one, our ability to re-sign other players, and it's going to affect our ability in free agency. So don't look for any splash signings because we just made it. And then on top of that, when we go to look to re-sign a guy like Jimmy Ward, how much can you pay a guy like Jimmy Ward when you're paying a running back $20 million? How much can you pay Eric Armstead, who's up in for a contract the year after that? So on and so forth. So it really affects those kind of deals more. I'm sorry, the beginning of the question was what?
Does CMC get a contract after this year?
He already has a contract he's only going to affect our ability to re-sign other players because of how high his cap number is. That's all. But the cap is about to explode. The cap is going to go up minimum 20 million over the next 2 or 3 years each, and it's probably going to go up as much as 80 million over the next 3 years.
Okay, yeah, got to take that into account.
It's going to explode.
And last thing, we got Casey McPherson here. He says the 49ers owe Christian McCaffrey just shy of $700,000 for the remainder of the 2022 season. He's on the books though for $12 million in 2023, $12 million after. And we talked about that. I'm just confused with base salary, and I think that's what he's referring to here, base salary.
Correct.
And cap number.
Yeah.
And I think that's where my confusion kicks in, because the cap number for him is much higher, right, than if you just look at the pure.
So real quick, Crocky, the cap stuff that you're looking at that you see online that are projections, they always project those cap. Well, most. There's a couple that are really refined that don't, but most of those cap numbers basically are assuming that all of his incentives get paid, and so that's like the maximum his cap could be with all the incentives getting paid. So it doesn't take into consideration that some of the incentives are considered unlikely to receive.
Okay, gotcha.
Again, there are a couple of refined ones, but they're tough. They're hard to, and they're less accurate because it's impossible to know what his numbers are going to be next year. So how can you possibly know what his cap number is going to be in 2024? You literally can't.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. All right. Well, now I appreciate you, and you're free to go and enjoy your night or enjoy the rest of the show.
Oh no, I'm on here. I accidentally got off. That was an accident. I'm glad you said something. I got right back on.
All right. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, Croc.
All right, here we go. We got my guy, Niner fan, Joe. Good evening, man. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. You know, I don't know. When I first of all, when it first went down, I mean, I was excited. I'm like, we got him, we got Kittle, we got Debo, we got Ayuk. I mean, how you not gonna love that? Then I thought about it. Once I saw how many picks we gave up, and I was like, it hit me initially. We gave up a boatload.
Yeah.
And it's not so much; it's the positions that I'm like, we gave up. This running back.
Like, it's not like you're Brian Burns, right?
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Burns is the guy that I want. Burns was my guy because I want to see. I guess in the next probably couple weeks or so, see if anything gets out. Like, was he available? Could he been had? Because when I look at our team, to put another guy on the other side of Bosa. Now, all things considered, when everybody healthy, to me, that's the thing that would have gotten us over the hump. I don't with the backs we have, but get back to Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he can ball, he can go, and just like with the man, the guy that just came on before me, where he's going to be able to tackle on the side of the field. We haven't had that since Mo. We haven't had that electricity. We haven't had that pop. But I wanted the pass rusher, dude. I got to be honest. I wanted the pass rusher. We're going to give up those kind of picks. I wanted the pass rusher. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah, I like it. I don't think it can hurt. I will say that. I think your team, you trade for Christian McCaffrey, you got better.
You got better.
It's on paper, you got better. I saw that the 49ers Super Bowl odds increased once they traded for him. I saw someone post that in the chat. If it's real, sometimes people be trolling, but I think it was a legit post. So if that's the case, again, you on paper, you got better. And I think that's how we got to view it.
Yeah, and then the other thing, you figure, as far as the cap and all that stuff, San Francisco's good at that. I mean, this is a Stanford guy. That's going to work out. I mean, we're going to be nice. Right? We're going to be able to do some stuff on O that we haven't, really been able to do in a second. So, and for Jimmy, life's going to be great. Life's going to be great for Jimmy. You know what I mean? But, and when Trey Lance gets back, we're going to be nasty. So, we got better. We got better big time.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming on, Niner Fan Joe.
All right, Tim.
All right. Just say it out loud with me, y'all. All right. Just when you just talk about who the 49ers have on their offense. All right. So just say it with me. You got Deebo Samuel. You got George Kittle. You got Brandon Ayuk. You got Kyle Juszczyk. You got Christian McCaffrey. I have seen some people in the chat say there's no excuses for Kyle Shanahan anymore. And I agree. Or you get a running back, you trade for a running back, that should be plug and play. All right, that should be plug and play. And obviously, not plug and play this week, which you probably would have helped against Kansas City. I'm not sure. What's today? Thursday, Friday. He get there. He's going to have to take a physical. He ain't playing Sunday. I don't think. I don't know. When did Robbie Anderson get traded? Because I just for sure just saw him playing in Arizona. So, and I feel like he got traded Tuesday. And then they played on Thursday and he out there. So I don't know. We'll see. What number is Christian McCaffrey going to wear? Real quick, I'm about to get to some more callers. I got some super chats here. Shout out to Denise, says definitely can score more than 0 in the fourth now. You got to hope so, right? The second half offense hasn't been very good. We got Trey Niners, big move, and I'm super excited about the pickup. Christian McCaffrey fits perfectly in Kyle's offense. If he does what he did in Carolina, we are going to the Super Bowl. And I think that's what the goal is. That's when Kyle traded for him, he said Super Bowl. He had to. Croc, let's effing go. At least you know what you are getting with your picks. Christian McCaffrey is better than Pettis, Sermon, and Jalen Moore put together. That's a good way of putting it, where, okay, you gave up these draft picks, but, when you start to put names to the draft picks, that's when it starts to get a little weird. Now, you also could just go last year and be like, okay, well, you want Christian McCaffrey or Drake Jackson, Ty Davis Price, or Danny Gray, right? It's kind of like that. And Christian Burford, something like that, right? And I think most people would say Christian McCaffrey. But we'll see, right? The jury's still on Drake Jackson. Right now, he has more, or tied for the most sacks for any rookie in the NFL right now. Again, we got my guy, Milf Hunter. Nice name. And he says, no more excuses for Kyle. I think we can all agree on that. Let me make sure I got no more super chats. Oh, did get one right here. Burns is great, but the offense needs a boost. And I agree. And I've been the one, I talk about Brian Burns because it's like, man, if I'm going to give up a lot, it's going to be for Brian Burns. But also I've talked a lot about, hey, offense, can you help the defense? When the defense can't be the best defense in the world since 2000 Baltimore Ravens, when they're not that, can you score enough points to win? And so far we've seen not quite. But let's see if Wild Wild West has different thoughts on this, man. Good evening. How you doing, bro?
What's up, big dog? Can you hear me?
Nice and clear. You got like a radio voice too. I don't really got much of a radio voice, but your voice sounds good.
That's what they say, man. Hey, man, love your show, man. I'm calling from Atlanta, so it's late here.
I was just in Atlanta over the weekend.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I was at the game too, man.
Yeah,
But
that's a tough one.
yeah, man. No, one before we even get started, I heard you and Grant earlier. I want to talk to you about that, but I got to move forward with what I got to say.
Go ahead,
I
man.
think
Listen,
this
take your
Christian
time. Go
McCaffrey.
ahead.
I think this Christian McCaffrey trade is exactly what we need. To be honest, we've been having so many of the mid-grade running backs, and not to really crap on anybody because they're all good in their own right, but they're not like a comprehensive back, right? They can't do it all. And you think about all these injuries is because I think Kyle realizes, look, these guys can't do it all, and I'm putting them in situations where I'm asking for everything out of them. And we really need a committee. That's why Christian McCaffrey's not going to get hurt because he's not going to have to do everything he's had to do over with the Panthers. We got 3, 4 capable running backs that can do what we need to do. And then when Trey comes back, can you imagine Debo in the backfield, Christian McCaffrey on the other in the shotgun, and Trey at quarterback? And what Kyle can really scheme off of that. Like it's just it's crazy. And like Kyle needed this because he's an offensive guy. And you can't just be walking around talking about I got the strongest defense, but you don't have any plays or you don't have any type of creativity to go with that offense.
So this is the piece, right? Like this is the move that those creative juices, those things that you feel like, you know what, when you get Kyle Shanahan, they do this, they do that. That's what you're getting now with this trade.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about the draft picks because hell, we got everybody we need to move forward. And to be honest, we signed a lot of our guys already. We granted, like the guy who came on there earlier, Damon, he broke it down. Yeah, we need to sign Nick Bosa. We need to sign certain guys. And you have to look at Javon Kinlaw and people like that who gotten hurt. I bet Praga's going to use that as a negotiation tactic at negotiation time and say, look, we haven't really seen much of you, and so now we can get him for cheap and other guys for cheap at negotiation time. So I think they made the right move. And to the faithful, I heard them talking earlier about Kyle Shanahan and is he on a hot seat, all this stuff. Do they remember Jim Tomsula, Chip Kelly years? Like we are blessed to have Kyle Shanahan. And granted, I did love Harbaugh. I loved Harbaugh. But we are blessed to have Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. I think they're doing a phenomenal job. I think it's unfortunate with the injuries, but now they put their chips on the table, their nuts on the table, and said, look, let's go.
And I've been waiting for them to do that. I didn't know they was going to do it this way, but definitely a very, very, very aggressive move, man. But Wild Wild West, man, I appreciate you coming on. I'm going to get to the last caller, Eric.
All right, man. Keep it up, man.
All right, appreciate you. All right, real quick, got some super chats to tend to right here. We got Damon. Again, he says CMC will be involved in red zone packs, according to CMC. What? So he is playing. He is playing, huh? Hold on. My notifications on Twitter are going crazy right now. All right, but here we go. Got another one here. Crazy thing is Kyle and John could have and should have drafted him in 2017. Either way, let's effing go. This is a good one. And I remember when, obviously, that class. And I think there are a few guys that you could say, they should have drafted this guy, right? You look at Patrick Mahomes. They should have drafted Mahomes. You look at, I know a lot of other people like even, Jamal Adams at that time and what he was. Could have drafted Deshaun Watson right now. Talking about pre-creepy Deshaun Watson. But you could have got Watson. There were a few guys. And I think Christian McCaffrey, he made a lot of sense to me at that time because I think the 49ers needed a lot, and he was a lot. He was a return guy. He was a running back. He was a receiver. Like he was able to do it all. So I felt like you were kind of getting 3-1 if you drafted him early. Still very high to draft a running back, and I'm not really for that as much, but I would have understood it given as much as he can give you. All right, here we go. We got Eric coming on. Eric, good
What's
evening,
up,
man.
Dan?
How you feeling about the trade?
I mean, I'm feeling good about the trade, to be honest. Because the way I'm thinking about it is the goal is to make the Super Bowl. And you got to think about the teams that we're going to be playing in the Super Bowl. That's going to be the Chiefs or the Bills. And to even get to the Super Bowl this year, we got to get past the Eagles, who got a super high-powered offense. They're looking really strong. And we know we got a good defense. We got all the pieces. They just need to be healthy, obviously. But I'm thinking about it in, pretty optimistic terms. We got, a good amount of our team going into the Super Bowl. Let's think about it that way. And to do that and to win against those teams, we really got to put up points. And to put up points, I think this is the type of move you got to make. You got to get guys like McCaffrey. You got to have Debo. You got to have Ayuk. You got to have Kittle, Juszczyk. Because especially this year, it's been super hard for every team to score points.
Right.
So the more pieces that we can add to make this offense higher octane, higher powered, I think is exactly what they need. So that's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, and I think you're spot on there. I think for the most part, man, it's you have an embarrassment of riches now, right? With Christian McCaffrey at the running back position for you, and I have felt like they needed that guy. I don't know. I could be wrong. I really like the way Elijah Mitchell was kind of growing into his role and how he was running the rock. But if you're telling me you get an all-pro version of Christian McCaffrey, then I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah,
Give him
dude.
a lot, but I'll take
Yeah,
that.
man.
And as Seabass Johnson says right here, he's 26 years old. I don't know why it feels like he's way older, but 26 years old, Christian McCaffrey, if you just told me, man, you got him for the next 3 years and he's going to be really, really good for you, I think that should be very exciting for any 49er fan.
And not just him, but I mean, we have basically the main core of this team locked up through 2025. It seems like they're on a 2025 plan with this team. Other than Armstead and Ward, it's like we got Warner, we got Bosa that's going to be locked up, we got Kittle, Debo, it's like we got all these guys locked up through 2025. So it seems like they're on that timeline. Let's get this team good. It gives Trey a year or so to kind of get up on the offense, get good, recover from that ankle injury. And, if we can put Trey with these guys on the offense and have that through 2025, I think that gives us the best possible chance with who we have to win a Super Bowl. And I also, I get so tired of hearing people talk about Kyle, firing Kyle. It's so annoying because who are you going to replace him with? It's like you go out and get Nathaniel Hackett. It's like, you don't want that. It's like we got a great coach, and you got to think about these guys that we've had in the past, other than Harbaugh. It's like it just hasn't been great, man. So, and there's one more thing I want to touch on. It's these comp picks that we're getting next year. So we get one from McDaniel. As far as I can tell, we get one from McDaniel, Mayhew, and then who else am I forgetting? I'm forgetting one more, but we should have 3 third-round comp picks next year. So we're not losing our entire draft class just through this trade. And we don't need those top picks anyway because we can't afford them. So yeah, I'm good with it. I'm really excited. And Rappaport was saying what somebody in that super chat said, that CMC might be able to get in some goal line packages on Sunday. And
wow.
I think that'll be really exciting.
What number is he gonna wear? That's the thing that excites me.
I don't know,
I don't
man.
want to see Christian McCaffrey in number 34.
Yeah, how's his drip? Does he have good drip?
He's cool. He looks good for a back. It's not anything I don't even know the right word, saucy or drippy, but it's cool. It's not bad. It ain't bad. He's not bad out there.
I'm sure he'll try to get one of those single digit numbers if they have them. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I can't wait. So hopefully we get to see him on the field on Sunday. And I think this is just one of those moves that they need to keep up with those high-powered octane offenses that have those high-octane quarterbacks, which is the one thing that we're missing. It's like if we're not going to have a high-octane quarterback this year, it's like we got to get the pieces surrounding him that can keep up with those quarterbacks that can make up for it. So That's the way I'm looking at it.
All right, E. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
All right, here we go. Got some super chats to get to right here. We got Coach Cruz 916. Shout out Sacramento. All right, he says crazy thing is Kyle and John could have and should have. Oh, my bad. We already read that one. All right, here we go. We got Melv Hunter. He says Kyle can't win down by 4+ entering the fourth quarter. That's definitely something that you hear that stat. He's got to prove that stat wrong. He's just got to do it. He's just got to prove that stat wrong. How's he going to do it? I don't know. Christian McCaffrey's the white Jerick McKinnon. I think it's a little bit more than the white Jerick McKinnon. I think the only thing you have correct in this is that he's white. I think. All right, here we go. We got GTC says, man, I was hoping Pinelli would come on to assess the quarterback. Pinelli is he's at Disneyland. So he wasn't on this morning. He was supposed to come on this morning with me. And he's on his way to Disneyland. So, and Mitchell CMC equals a problem if healthy. That is a problem, and I think the key word there is if, right? And those guys got to stay. They got to stay healthy, and that's been a big issue. That's been the big issue, really, for both of those guys over the last couple of years. All right. If you haven't already, man, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you're new to the show, hit the notification bell. We're typically on at least 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week. So we usually go in the morning time, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. where I'm at, Central Time. All right, we got Damon coming back on. Damon, good evening. I'm so used to just saying morning. I mean,
evening, yeah.
All the time, but...
What's going on, boss?
I saw you pop in, so I didn't know if you wanted to touch on something.
Well, so I was looking at an ESPN article that's already dropped. It says it makes financial sense to the 49ers this season. McCaffrey has a base salary of $1,035,000 in 2022 after his contract was restructured in December. So I'll have to look. I don't know about the restructure, so I'll look at that after I get off here. This is between the $26,938,000 in dead money that the Panthers have on the books, which is gnarly. So that's the other. This is the one thing I do. I'll do some research on this for you. I don't know how much of that dead money goes against the Panthers instead of us. So it may be that part of that cap number is actually because they have $26 million in dead money. That's from bonuses and stuff that are paid. And I know I don't know how much of that is going to translate to them. So it may be that we get them even cheaper because Carolina has to pay for some of the cap hit. So that's something we'll have to look at. But it says that his 2022 and 2023 cap hit is on Carolina's books, and that they'll have a cap savings in 2023 of only $1 million, $1.2 million. So of that $20 million, they're only saving 2 or 1.1. So it may. I'll get back to you on how this actually affects him, but it may be that he actually is like really affordable.
All right, that sounds good. Still a lot of draft picks to give up, but yeah, that's good. Good. You got them.
Hey, if the Rams say F them picks, we got to say F them picks too, right?
Right. But the Rams, the way they do it typically is like, oh, okay, we'll give up our first for Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Or we'll give up our first for Jalen Ramsey. Giving up your the kind of the meat and potatoes of your pick, second, third, fourth rounds, and following your pick. It's cool.
There's one reason.
As long as 49ers go to the Super Bowl and win because Christian McCaffrey showed up,
then who cares?
Damn about those picks.
Correct. So one other thing about the picks, the next 2 years, it actually doesn't hurt us much. And the reason is because who are you going to get in the first and second round that you cannot get in the third and fourth round as far as elite talent, right? Left tackles, corners, edge rushers, right? Those types of positions. We have everything locked for the next 3 years at any position that you can't get in the third, fourth, fifth round as far as elite talent. We can get safeties late. We've proven that. We can get tight ends late. We can get running backs late. We can get – the only thing is interior offensive line. I was hoping they were going to – but maybe they'll sign somebody in the offseason to improve the interior offensive line, or maybe our guys get better. But can we – it's too early to know if our interior line is going to suck or not. So that's why everybody talking about go get a center and go get this and go get that. Like, pump the brakes. It's been 6 games that this interior offensive line's been together. Let's see what it looks like. Let's come out of, let's give him half a season. We come out of the bye week. If it still sucks, then yeah, we probably have to do some serious work in the offseason. But it's nowhere near enough time to know. And it's not like we're getting sacked 8 times a game. And I honestly think the reason our run game is not as good is because we don't press the edges. So there's a chance that entire narrative about how good our offensive line is also going to change in the next couple of weeks.
Right. All right. That's going to be something I think everybody's keeping an eye on. And maybe having a guy like Christian McCaffrey back there at running back makes the offensive line look better. And everything is good. But I appreciate you coming on, Damien. I'm going to get to that.
Real quick. Do you prefer Instagram or what's the stupid other one? Twitter. I don't do any of the social media crap, so I don't know.
All right. What are you trying to contact me?
Yeah.
Either one. I'll see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I want to let you know.
YouTube. I mean,
okay. It's Damon. Not
Damon
close enough. They both have horror movies, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I want to get back to you about the salary cap stuff as well.
Yeah. All right. For sure. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Appreciate you.
All right. Damn. So I fly, like I showed y'all, man, like I'm supposed to be packing right now to go to California in the morning. And I got to fly out. I have to drive to Little Rock. You know what I'm saying? That's an hour, 15 minutes. I got to drive to the airport. And I haven't finished packing yet. I had some clothes in the dryer, but I'm like, man, I got to get on here with y'all. Let's get to the next caller. All right, we got Wolf. Wolf, how you doing, man? I like your setup. Nice setup.
Hey, thanks, bro. I appreciate it, man. Hey, like I said, man, if you ever need a fill-in, Pinelli's gone. I sent you a DM, but, if you ever want to fill in, I'm here. But
all right, yeah, for sure. I like it.
This is crazy news. I had technical difficulties, my damn Wi-Fi extender, so I didn't hear what everybody else was really saying. I do like this move. If you would have asked me before the Atlanta game, I would have not even entertained the damn idea. I would have said that's not even like anywhere near the realm of what we need right now as a team. I would have gone outside corner first and foremost, but after what we saw with the crucial drops and mistakes, man, we need somebody consistent. Everybody wants to point at McCaffrey's injury history, but if you ask me, that's where he was in Carolina. He was the only weapon. He was getting beat up week to week. We saw it when we played the Panthers, man. He's almost the only guy that can get anything going for that offense. So that's why he's gotten so beat up. I think here, we have so many weapons we could spread the ball to. So I'm encouraged that he can stay healthy here as a third down back and maybe much more going forward, man. What do you think?
I think for what they gave up and how much they're paying them, because with football, just in general, especially at the NFL level, it is a business. And the more you invest in something, like, you're going to see through to that investment. So, with the money that's kind of tied to him, and again, our guy Damon, he's looking into it, like all the numbers and, how, ramifications of with the 49ers, et cetera, whatever, right? But whatever that investment is, they're going to use it. That's more than a third down back.
Yeah.
So you're going to see him in. Like, he is your what Merrill Hodge, I think that's his name, Merrill Hodge. He's always used to use the term factor back. This is your factor back. He's touching the rock.
He's
in
a
the
weapon.
Run game, in the passing game, he's touching the rock. And you just got to cross your fingers that he stays healthy.
Like I said, he should be able to. He's going to be able to share the ball with a lot of other guys. And like you're saying, he's a weapon. So at the end of the day, I said he's a third down back as of right now. I think if he plays in KC, he's going to get they're probably going to be able to sprinkle him in against KC, I think. And they want to win. So against, when the 2012 49ers are showing up, they want to win. Hopefully Kittle shows out. But, just a third down back to start out with, I think is going to happen. And like I said, as the season progresses, I think he's going to blow up onto the scene, man. It's going to be badass.
Awesome, man. Well, Wolf, man, I appreciate you coming on. I'm going to get to my guy, Anton.
Likewise, bro. Hey, like I said, man, if you ever need a fill-in, hit me up, bro.
I will hit you. I'm going to go DM me right now. DM me right now so I can lock you in on the air then. Yeah.
All right. I did it on Instagram, so I'll do it again.
Yeah, just shoot me that DM.
Later.
All right. Shout out to my guy, Wolf. Here we go. We got Anton Garcia. How you doing, man? How you feeling about the trade?
Hey, what's up? Hey, Tokay High, baby, 05.
So we graduated the same year?
Yeah. You were a star. You were a star. So I was, I was just somebody over there. But yeah, Tokay High, baby. You got to get some of the swag, some Tokay High behind you.
Dude, I got hold on. This is about all I got for Tokay, man. Shout out to Coach Mike Host. He
There we
gave me
go,
these.
baby.
There we go. Can y'all see it?
There, yes. Yep.
I'm trying to get. Hold on. Where's it at? Here we go. There we go. Tokay
Love it.
High, man.
I
Class
love
of
it.
05. Let's go.
Tigers
Let's
up.
go.
Good deal. Hey, well, you know what? Overall, this is what it comes down to.
I
It's
got all
time.
kind of crazy stuff in my office. This is my office, and you would think it would be like my closet. It's not my closet. I got way more stuff in my closet. But
I love it.
But go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, look, it all comes to time, right? You've only got a short window with these type of athletes, with the type of defense. You got to make it happen. When you got guys like Kittle, you got Debo, you got Ayuk. There's only so much limited time. You've got a handful of years, these guys in their prime, to make these type of moves for a championship, and that's what it's about. Do they give up a lot? Sure. But when you have the talent right now, you've got to take a shot at it. Do I think it doesn't make it a more dynamic offense? Certainly. Do I think they're going to post up, 10 extra points a game? I probably not. I think one of the things that the reason why the Niners have held back, and probably why they made the move for Trey Lance, is they have a harder time getting the ball downfield, like you see, like the Buffalo Bills, like the Chiefs, the guys who put a lot of points down. They go vertical and they have the big plays. Niners are typically more methodical on how they get down the field. But when you have a guy like McCaffrey, especially when you get into the playoffs against that tough team, you need that outlet. You need a guy that can create another component to your offense. So that's why I think they went with the move between the time window that you have with this defense, the time window you got with the offensive players. You've got to go for it because you only got so many more, a few years of these guys in their prime, and the window closes. We're not going to be, it's the guys like the Patriots, like the Brady's and stuff. Those are those are very few and far between, those type of franchises that can hold it down for 10, 15 years. You only have 4 or 5 years before you probably have to reload again. So this is why I think they made the move, and we'll see how it goes. It's exciting stuff though.
What are your thoughts just on like the health, right? It's like if there is any caution with trading for Christian McCaffrey, a lot of it is kind of surrounded by like, can he stay healthy? And I kind of looked up some numbers and see prior to 2022, so you look at 2021, 2020, he didn't play a whole lot. Let me see if I still have it up here. I do. Over those years, so we're saying in having, because they got the extra year, so you got 16 and then 17, so we're talking about 32, 33. So out of 33 games, he only played 10.
Yeah.
Between 2020 and 2021. And I see one of our guys in the chat talking about soft tissue injuries. So does that worry you at all?
It worries me with every running back we have, because for whatever reason, in the last 5 years, our running backs go down. I don't know if it's something with the offense. They open up big gaps. These guys are coming through, and it does. However, you can't just, it's a risk, but it's a mitigated risk because you have some backups to go behind him. Sure. But like I said, it comes down to the timing, opportunity, and you got the window with these guys, and you got to make it happen. I think the last gentleman said, he looked at the pan, and I watched a lot of Christian McCaffrey's games. They used him a ton. And one of the things the Niners do is I think they're going to spread the ball around but quite a bit more. And they do have backs behind them that they're going to put in more often to kind of take some of that load off. So it's a concern, but I think that they're going to be looking at a way to how to mitigate that through the course of his next couple of years or so.
All right, man. Anton, appreciate you coming on. Awesome stuff there. Very well
Absolutely,
spoken
man.
as well.
Thank you.
Hold it down for Tokay High School. Class of 05. That's crazy.
Baby.
Yeah, we graduated same year, same class. Who'd you hang out with?
You probably know Carlos Jacobo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my best friend. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We were at the Kings game last night. Home opener over there, and he's one of my closest buddies. Or we had kids together. He's got 3 girls, I got a couple of boys, and we were always going on vacations and hanging out together. So he's my guy.
Man, sounds like everybody's doing well. That we had a talented little between our class and that next class with like Julius Thomas and all those guys. Some pretty talented people come through Tokay.
Football and basketball. They did. I think the guy behind us one year in basketball did well. I think Michael Kafesi and Julius. They did, and I think Jordan Lawley. I think they went pretty far. I think
Jordan Lawley is one of the biggest basketball skill trainers
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
United States.
that's right. No, he
And
blew it up.
DJ Seeley is still playing. He's still playing overseas right now.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That's right. That's awesome, man. I mean, no, there's a ton of talent. So proud to see you guys doing your thing and representing the Tokay and everything else that you guys done in your career. It's awesome.
All right, we got to tell Tokay I need some gear so I can move some of this Edison
We'll
stuff.
make it happen. We'll make it happen.
All right, appreciate you coming
All right,
on, man.
you have a good one.
All right. All right, here we go. I got some super chats in here. The league caught up with Kyle's play calling and adding Christian McCaffrey won't make this team no better. We need CB to replace Mosley. I think right now you just hope that, some of the young guys step up, and they talked about Jason Verrett coming back. So I think Jason Verrett was like full go this week. We'll hear more about that, but I think you can expect Jason Verrett to come back. So the help that you're thinking about from cornerback, hopefully you get it with either Verrett or one of the young guys. Womack, hopefully he can fix some of the things that he dealt with last game. You got Diamador Lenore out there, but they have a lot of corners. So you got, one of those guys need to just step up. Gold-blooded. I'm curious about these injuries. How much were turf-related, or will they get worse with this staff? That's a great question. I don't think we know how much of it was turf-related. Again, we've seen it in there, just a lot of soft tissue injuries. And I think there's all type of different scenarios that you could say, is the exact issue to that. I took kinesiology in college. We had to go over some of that stuff. But overall, I think some of it's just, the preparation, which I'd assume he prepares his body, extremely well for, training camp and a rigorous season. So I don't know. I think everybody's kind of different. Not exactly sure how you do. I don't know. I don't know how he gets injured so much. Do you trade Trey Lance if we win a Super Bowl? That's a great question. And I talked a little bit about it on, what was I watching? What's the guy's name? Can't think of his name right now. But anyways, he kind of brought that up. And for me, it's all about what it looks like, right? Is Jimmy Garoppolo the truck or the trailer? And so far, even in the playoffs, he's been a trailer. And I talked about before, and this is not to clown Jimmy G. I think we see a better version of him in the regular season. The playoff version we've seen of Jimmy G is not just a trailer. He is you have the truck, right? And the truck pulls the trailer. And then you know how sometimes attached to a trailer, you see like a vehicle or something? That's Jimmy G. So you got the truck pulling the trailer, and then the trailer pulling the vehicle, and that's Jimmy G. All right. So he has to show, if we're talking about winning a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo, will you look at the game and say, Jimmy was the reason? And if you can say that, then I think we can start talking about potentially trading Trey Lance. But if you can't say that, which I find it hard to believe you will, because I just think Jimmy is what he is, which he's not as bad as people say he is, and he's not as good as some other people think he is. He's kind of whatever. I think if the 49ers win a Super Bowl, you're going to look to a lot of different reasons as to why they did. And it's going to be a lot of different things before you get to Jimmy G. But he will be a part of it. He will be a part of it. All right. But, man, appreciate everybody. I told y'all, man, I'm packing for California right now. I wasn't expecting to come on. But I appreciate everybody in here. Oh, hold on. JT came through with the super chat. Understand the Panthers never put a good offensive line in front of him or Cam. We literally built the defense up and prayed for the offense to get by. JT, are you a Panthers fan? Or are you a 49er fan and you're saying the 49ers have built the defense up and prayed for the offense to get by? Really weird, though. 'Cause I see the 49ers, man. It's like, man, they got so many weapons for a team that depends on the defense to kind of carry them. That's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. All right. He said, Tokay left my house. I went to Elk Grove High School, and I remember us facing Tokay. So you got to remember, too. So when me and the last caller went to Tokay, it was a different version of Tokay. Because when I was coming up, I lived on the north side of Stockton, and we got bused over to Tokay, over to Lodi into Tokay, where they built some high schools now in kind of where I grew up in Stockton. So people like me And some of the athletes that end up going there would not go to Tokay now because of that school. I think Julius Thomas might have been one of them. Does Christian McCaffrey play this Sunday? A lot of people are saying that he will be playing. So I haven't, again, as soon as the news broke, I came on live here. As soon as the news broke. So I haven't seen a whole lot, but I have heard people kind of coming on here and they're like, yeah, man, he'll be playing. He'll be playing. All right, I got to get out of here because I'm pretty sure I got to go on with Brian Peacock. I think he's ready. All right, so I'm going on with Peacock now. We might be live. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if Peacock and I go live. Shout out to all the 209ers in the house, man. 209 in here. I see all my people. North Stockton, you know where I'm from. Well, I got my North Stockton hoodie. Where's it at? Where's it at? Oh, I got it in here right now. All my Stockton folks in here, man. I see 8 Mile in here. Let's go. Love all y'all, man. Appreciate all y'all. And I'll see y'all. Shoot, man. I'll see y'all Monday. Okay, I'm going to California. It's kind of hard to record out there, but I'll see y'all Monday. Till then, I'm out. Peace.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Aaron Crocker. Over midfield. He'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Crop Talk TV podcast. Peace.